So usually when I go out with girls and stuff nowadays, like I'm not gonna lie to you, like I generally know what I'm doing. Like I want to say like 80% of the time, but sometimes like things could just do a sudden like twist and it could just totally either make the date really good or make it really, well, in words like this, probably disgusting. But at the same time, you know, like I generally, you know, care about everyone. I always try to make sure everything's like, you know, I guess okay in a way. But at the same time though, this was just plain out disgusting. So if you have a strong stomach, I would advise you guys listen in, but if not, then I don't know, maybe click off or just don't eat when you're listening to this. And also Devil's Tango merch is still down below. Literally go check it out. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Literally Devil's Tango, like who doesn't want it? Or sorry, let me put it the way I should be putting it. Devil's Tango. So yeah, go check it out. But anyways, yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to another crazy story. So obviously, if you guys can tell from the title, yes, this is actually a crazy story that actually happened. And like I said earlier, you know, when you take someone out on a date and stuff, usually there's one of two ways it can go. One, it can go out really good, or two, it would just be really awkward. But the way the story goes was actually kind of funny, and I generally think this is like a story I have to tell. When you think about it, people get really overconfident about things, and I know I do like most of my time, and I think everyone does. But the way like people like end up being, it's kind of funny. So back in high school, I remember like I had like a group of friends. We're all hanging out, doing our own thing, and there was one girl we knew in our high school that like was so cocky. And by cocky, I mean like she would like be like really overconfident about every little thing she did. For example, if she got an A on a test, she'd be like, oh, like I'm the best at it. Or for example, like if she shoots a goal like in the net from like basketball practice or something, she'd be like, oh, like literally like my 3-pointer is on point. Like she would say the most dumbest things in the planet, and it got annoying to us boys and stuff like that, because like we get it, you know, like congrats, like you do something good in your life and you know you get those achievements. Like hell, like the amount of times I posted a picture of my plaque on Instagram and like, you know, on my stories and stuff, it's so many times because it's one of my biggest accomplishments. And I guess for her, everything was literally an accomplishment. So I remember one time me and the boys were like kind of just messing around talking about, you know, notches we had one time in the hallway, and we were just talking about, you know, like getting things going, you know, like basically being cocky about, you know, our notches. And yes, guys do this. Don't be grossed out, girls, because this is a common thing. Okay, it's the guys world. Okay, sorry, that sounds really bad to say. In that friend group, it was considered the guys world. Okay, and let's just leave it like that. But anyways, I remember as we were like talking and stuff, we were kind of just messing around saying how like, you know, we got the best devil's head. I know it's the weirdest word I chose for it, but honestly it was the best thing that came to my mind. So if you guys think of anything better, comment it down below. But going on, I remember like basically we were just discussing in the hallway, like, you know, who got the best devil's head. And as we were discussing it, I remember this girl that was so cocky was walking by us, and it was the same girl, you know, that always showed off all her biggest accomplishments. And basically while we were being cocky about who got the best devil's head, she came into the conversation saying, oh, like I'm like literally the best at giving devil's head, and like no one is better than me. Bruh. Okay, I'm sorry. This girl was just I'm sorry. This was so cringe, dude. Like if I could like say how cringy this was, like this really preppy normal school girl walking up to us and saying that she's like a baddie that can give the best devil's head was the most cringiest thing on the planet. Like I've been to high school and I've been through all this like dumb stuff, but this was like, I think like borderline just weirdo. And I remember like, you know, saying like, oh, like you don't know what you're talking about. I don't even think you understand what guys like, you know, like we were just telling her like basically go away, because it's just weird, bro. Like I'm sorry, there's no girl that should be able to walk up to a group of guys and be like, oh, like I'm the best at giving devil's head. Like at that point you're basically asking like to like be like a P star or like a devil's hub star. Like seriously, like it's just not really it. So we remember like, you know, we were just like, you know, basically telling her to leave and stuff like that, and she left, and you know we continued on with our day. But this is where things also get really weird. So obviously, you know, me being, you know, the average guy that literally back in high school, like I said, was a total F-boy, I would basically do anything that, you know, basically was attracted to me and also was attracted back to. Like I wouldn't say no to a chick that wanted to do the devil's tango. And as sad as that sounds to say, honestly, let's just say it was probably like, I don't know, the more lower end of my lifetime. Lower because, you know, low, never mind. Anyways, like I was saying though. So I remember when I got home, it was like a late night. We were just doing our own thing. And I remember I was on my phone, you know, just basically snapping people back and forth on Snap. And I recognized that this preppy girl started snapping. She snapped me saying like, oh, like it wasn't cool like what you said to me in the hallway and stuff. And honestly, like I get it, you know, it was pretty rude, but at the same time, like it was just really out of the question of like why you were in that situation. And I told her like, oh, like, you know, it's just really weird how you brought that up and stuff. Like you shouldn't. And she's like, well, I am like literally the best at it. Like I have an alibi. Bro, you're telling me you have an alibi? Like that doesn't mean anything. I'm sorry. In this situation, you giving the best devil's head doesn't mean you have an alibi for that. Like it didn't make sense what she was talking about, and it was just weirding me out. And it got to the point where I started leaving her on red, but then she kept like messaging me, like actually messaging me, not even snapping me more. She started messaging me, and she was like, if you don't believe me, like, you know what, like come pick me up right now and we can do it. Bro, are you serious? Are you genuinely serious? It was like 1:30 a.m. and you're telling me to come down right now. Are you serious? So I remember I was like, you know what? Like, screw it. Let's see what this girl has to prove, you know, because obviously like me, like I said earlier, I don't turn down anything that easily. So I remember I got into my car and I actually started driving straight down to her place. When I got to her place, I remember I waited outside the door and I'm like, am I really doing this right now? Like, I really had that going through my mind while I was playing like some NF music in my car. I remember she hops into my car and then she's like, okay, let's go somewhere private. So I guess we were doing it in my car. Great. Another situation I did not want. Anyways, we drove up to this like, you know, fantastic hill that has a nice view because obviously, you know, if I'm going to be looking at anything, I don't want it to be her. And basically we were looking at the view and basically she, you know, started going at it and started giving me devil's head. Now, I'm not going to like give any detail on this because it was like, you know, it is what it was. But then I want to say the most weirdest thing happened. She started like basically gagging and then the next minute later, I just like feel something and I look down and I see there's puke all over my seat. Yes, there was literally puke on me, on my schlong. Dude, I don't even know how to explain it, dude, without getting demonetized. This was the most weirdest thing on the planet. And I'm not even gonna lie, I felt sick to my stomach. When this happened, I knew like I just couldn't. So I remember I literally like grabbed her by her hair, pulled her off me, and I straight up walked out of my car. I'm like, what did you just do? Like, I thought she like broke something. I don't know. And she's like, oh, like, I'm sorry. Like, I had like meat and like some beans and like I was eating dinner earlier. Bro, are you joking? Like, are you genuinely serious, my guy? Like, you really did this right now. After all that cocky talk and everything, you did this. So I remember we went back to her place. She snuck me inside and I basically cleaned myself up. She cleaned her mouth up or whatever. And it was just really gross. And as we were like cleaning up and stuff, I remember I like straight up told her, I'm like, you know what? Like, I won't say anything, but if you ever, and I mean ever, get cocky about anything, I will bring this up again. And you know, she made that promise to me and stuff like that. And you know, I guess, you know, she kept it for a bit, but then recently, I want to say nowadays, she got really cocky about something. So I guess the story is the best way to take it out. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for the story. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Seriously, I love all you guys. You guys have been fantastic. And thank you for all the support on the channel. It's been insane. And like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. Peace.